No, I'm joking. You are tuned in to the Profit Growth Hour here on WDRBmedia, the voice of the community. Come on, y'all. We're going to do that again.
Yes, let's do that.
I know. You tuned in to WDRBmedia,
The voice of the community.
That's it. And like always, I'm excited to be here. I'm the one and only Guns, which means I'm greatness under no stipulation.
Amen. You better ask somebody.
I am blessed to be sitting here with Iron Sharpens Iron, the housewives of gospel. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Really like. Oh, don't y'all wish y'all was me? Okay. 'Cause I get to be here with these women of God and wisdom at the same time. Introduce yourselves to our listeners for those that are just tuning in.
Yes. I'm Lisa. Dr. Unique.
Michelle.
And I'm Erma.
Hey, y'all better ask somebody.
It's all right.
We have had the pleasure and opportunity to continue our discussion as we are allowing these wonderful women to instill wisdom into our youthful wisdom in how to be wives before their wives, how to be satisfied within themselves, because if you don't love yourself, ain't nobody else gonna love you either. And you're gonna love me. I got a song for everything.
There we go.
Wow. And also even giving wisdom to the men that are looking for a wife. I mentioned before, I know what they look at, but it's not necessarily the same thing that they want. You know, and what the common denominator of everything we've discussed is that Jesus is the center of it all.
Right.
Exactly.
He is the center of it
Has
all.
to be.
And doing anything contrary, you get what you pay for.
Yes.
Jesus paid it all.
Yes.
But if you ain't going to him, the one that has already marked a bill of sale, goods sold as it, like no refunds, no returns, no exchanges.
Yes.
If you're going anywhere else, you get what you paid
That's
for.
right.
Because if he paid for it all, I'm going where it's free 99.
Yeah.
Like I'm going right there. Where it don't cause me that undue stress.
Yes.
Where it don't cause me that undue anxiety, that undue heartbreak and heartache.
Exactly.
We've talked about all of that. Let's get down to the nitty and the gritty.
Okay.
We don't always see eye to eye. We don't always agree in our household. You've been married before as well as you've been divorced, you've been married for 23 years.
Yes.
And at one point in time, there was some disagreement.
Of course.
Yes.
As in the natural, and I'm going to make this hard for you, don't give me the church answer. Because Jesus was nowhere near me when I got hot with my ex-husband.
Okay.
Right.
Now, there was an anointing that kept me from doing extra things, but in the moment of an offense, I was a human being.
Yes.
How do we not only practice managing our disagreements, but I've seen couples that neither one will apologize.
Wow.
You know, I've been taught, don't go to bed angry.
That's right.
I'm not angry. I'm just flat out pissed off. Like, I don't want to talk to him. You should have messed up at 12 noon and not 11:59 at night, because now I'm sleepy and I don't like you. You know, how do we resolve these things? How do we keep them from building into something different? When I'm in my natural state, how do we fix relationships?
Well, basically,
Don't tell me to pray. I'm mad.
well, you know, I wasn't going to say that. I really wasn't going to say
And the
that.
prayer may be like, Jesus, you better help me right now, 'cause I'm about to.
Well, you know, but that'd be about probably like it would be. You know?
Right.
But really, being honest, you know, because, you know, being married for 23 years, it's not like I haven't been there. You know, I did grow up in a family where, you know, pretty much I didn't like to be around arguing and fussing. So really, you know, it was like, okay, how do I handle this thing, you know, Lord, since you know, I'm yours, you know, and, you know, there's some disagreement going on. So how do I handle this thing? Most of the time, you know, basically, like I said, you get silent, you walk off. But it began when I would speak out and would say, like, you know, what are you saying? What are you talking about? you know, so that's where it really come in at. And when you begin to feel like it's getting heated, you see, when I did not like the fact of, you know, being a child and seeing arguing and fussing and all, it did something to me then as a kid. Right. So being married and then the disagreement would come up, I was like, when I felt that feeling, I would go back pretty much. I wouldn't really say anything because that was a feeling then that I didn't like. Right. So I was like, and then I would get away because it was like a parent. Right. It was like a parent. So what do? You know, you're gonna get out the way. Yeah, you're gonna get out the way, you know. Yeah. And so, you know, you ain't gonna get in the middle of that, and then especially if they going off at you. So you didn't did. So basically, with me, pretty much, as I can only give it from my standpoint, it was to pretty much just to back off. But most of the time, because it really wasn't a whole lot of loud arguing and fussing and stuff like that, because he was raised by his grandmother, and so he was really he'd walk. In our relationship was pretty much just walk away. Okay. And but we realized when we first got married, our thing was making this thing that we want to stay on one accord.
Got it. You were both in agreement that whatever it takes, we're going to make it work.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so, really, even when we had the other ministry, we was like, you know, we had to talk about that, and you know, so we brought up the fact, you know, the disagreement. So the disagreement in asset was pretty much like, why did you get to arguing and fussing with your spouse? Because really, a disagreement don't mean that you have to argue and fuss. Right. And so they didn't. But that was all that they knew. Right. And so we was able to talk to them and let them know. But you know, I don't really know how all that went. But it's gonna be, I guess, tailor-made
different for each one.
That's
my
right.
mom called mine nice nasty.
Oh.
Nice nasty. Well, I'm like, sure, absolutely. Yeah. And but you know, something like you eating your food like, what you do to it? I don't feel right about that. I'm like, can I get you anything else? You know, it's that.
Still got the love. Got the love. Right. You know, either way it goes.
Yeah. You said something that's very important that I don't hear often is discussed, finding out where people are from. Finding out about their family, finding out about their background. It's true.
It has to be.
If we don't talk about, you know, were both of your parents together? You know, where did you come from a divorce home? Was your mother abusive?
You got to know it all.
You know, was your father abusive? Did they yell? Did they argue? Because your response to disagreement came from a childhood program.
That's
instinct.
That's exactly
and
right.
What I've had to learn in relationships is that I can't blame you for that. Like the line of work that I did, like racism, it is what it is, and I can't make it be something different. But when I understood that, oh, your whole family from the backwoods of West Virginia, you fine. Like that was just uneducated, and that was just how you were taught and raised. Right. So instead of me hating you and being spiteful because you're racist, I'm going to show you something that they didn't show you. Yeah. I'm going to show you the love and strength that
That's
I
right.
have, that in spite of who you are.
Exactly.
This is how I am.
It's amazing.
So that I think is great. I did I was in the class one time, and the wife, it was a husband and wife couple, husband and wife, and she was like, when y'all have a disagreement, you don't go nowhere till you finish that. Like, you stay there. Like, you stay and you dig in. And I'm like, somebody gonna get a black eye in this room. That might work in your house, but you can't dig in for everybody. So knowing how the responses are. Do you feel that it's important to apologize even if it's not your fault?
Yes. Yes.
How many times?
As many times as needed.
I still need Jesus. Because that is one thing, men are very prideful. And there are some times when they, and women can be,
of course,
as well as,
of course.
it's the same thing, but we a bunch of women up here, so we're going to talk about the men. But, and it's hard to say, I'm sorry. And I remember there have been times where I had to just realize that I'm sorry it's not articulated, but, you know, a pat on the back or, you know, a pat on the hand.
Word.
Gotta be verbal.
So
vocal.
Yeah.
But what if it's
exactly.
Voice activated.
Voice command.
Yeah. Voice command.
Siri, can you say I'm sorry for me? Voice Echo, say sorry.
Recorded and said.
Yeah. What is that? But do you feel that, and I think that's important, very important, as I minister and talk to, couples as well. Lisa, you and I sit in the same seat. We're both divorced, yet we still minister to those that are in relationships. Sometimes they don't say the words, I'm sorry. However, they have an action that portrays that, though. So you say that's not acceptable. You got to say the word.
Of course. Yeah, and you do. I mean, even with repentance, salvation.
Yeah.
It's
But you ain't Jesus. She's like, you better treat me like I am, and you better say I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's when you were saying that, I was thinking about my father. One time, my daughter, she had done something, and he said, "Say you're sorry. Say you're, apologize. Say you're sorry." She said, "I don't like to say I'm sorry. It makes me feel weak."
And that right there is that's right there went straight to the heart.
Yeah, she said it makes me feel weak.
And I've noticed that I have a very, very good friend that I love, and her companion does not, they're not good at saying I'm sorry. She's learning how. He's still having a difficult time doing it. And what I share with her is it's not because he does the actions. He won't say it. And I said, you got to realize that your perfections are highlighters to his imperfections. He already knows he messed up. You're addressing it because it's necessary in the marriage. It's very obvious, but he already feels bad about that. Now he has to apologize. So we're working on how to make sure that he feels confident in his insecurities, in his mistakes, where he messed. And she's like, you did it again. That was the old her. So now she's transitioning to, you need to respond differently. When things don't go the way that you want, you got to respond differently. So she's at the place where she has to accept him doing the dishes. That's the form of apology. It hasn't come out yet. You never do the dishes. But for him, that is him saying, I'm sorry. He'll never buy flowers. He'll pull up weeds out the yard, only before a barbecue. But if he comes in, that he won't say the words. But he does little things, which is why I said, is that acceptable? And you just hit it. It makes him feel weak. I'm already embarrassed. She's strong, she's confident, she's beautiful, she's successful. And instead of him seeing it as, this is my girl right here, he's looking at her as a competitor.
Right.
It's score, her, one,
it's so true.
Me, zero. So now I gotta say I'm a loser too? I took the L. Do I gotta tell you I'm taking the L?
That's something. Wow, that is really something.
So I think it's okay. He does need to work on saying it.
It works for them.
He does, right. But that's what I'm saying. But that might have to be a compromise. Now, that don't mean he busts you upside his eye and bring you upside your eye and bring you flowers. And that's I'm sorry. I'm just talking about, just legitimate couples disagreements or things that have gone wrong. You said you were going to and you didn't, and now this is the repercussions for it. That type of
because things can begin to fester, and you don't want them to fester. When you look at we saying the word sorry, but it's really I forgive you. Because unforgiveness itself is not only the doorway to separation and divorce, but unforgiveness is also the fortification of divorce and separation. So it can start small and begin to fester, and it can start from one thing to another thing, and then a whole lot of secrets and a whole lot of other things, and then before you know, the atomic boom, thing.
So am I being sarcastic if I say, you know what, I forgive you for what you did? Da 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 da. He didn't say I'm sorry. I just said, you know what, I forgive you for making me feel good. Is that being sarcastic? He'd be like, I ain't say I was sorry. No way.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
It's letting them off the hook. But I think men, they want to
bite his tongue. You ain't got no mic. We can talk about it.
But I want to say this to clarify things. I know know it sound like it's the men because we're not bashing nobody, but really it goes for both the male and the female because strongly, me sitting here as a female, I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Preachers to the choir.
You know?
That's right.
First outro right here.
Yeah. I got to do my part.
Excellent.
Yeah. And people, I just want to say that men, I think we want to feel safe, especially at home.
Men want to feel safe.
They want to feel safe
in your home.
at home.
Yeah.
Protecting me, Big Daddy.
But I'm saying safe in.
I ain't gonna shake
when
it.
I come home, it's heaven.
Yeah,
that's
It's
right.
like heaven on earth.
That's right.
You know.
The King's Castle.
That's right. They want to feel
In
safe.
order.
His oasis is
Yeah.
there. The children, if they are involved,
Yeah, they
are
want to
present,
feel
respectful.
safe.
That's
I
it.
do know for a fact that children will emulate whatever parent they spend the dominant time with.
Yeah.
They will
What child?
emulate
Yeah.
that same mannerism and behavior, not only to the other parent, but in their future relationships.
Yes.
That's so
The
true.
Bible said, raise up a child in the way that they should go, so that when they're old, they won't depart. However, you can raise them up wrong, too.
That's
You
right.
train them the wrong way.
That's right.
That's right.
And you can't teach a old
said
dog
that.
new tricks at that point.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
in that, we can keep going on and on. Family, y'all, let me tell you. I don't know how many times they're going to reproduce this broadcast, but I promise you need to tune in every single time because you will absolutely get golden nuggets from Iron Sharpens Iron. We are so excited again to have you a part of this radio broadcast family.
Thank you.
We look forward to your well-expected success. I trust and believe that God is going to do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond all any of us could ask or think, according to his riches and glory. And I feel like I should get one of those thermometer things, you know, and when y'all start like literally getting out, because y'all already out, but I feel like we should do like 300 marriages saved, 600 marriages saved.
Oh, wow.
1,000 marriage, like literally
That
just
would really
keep
be
that,
nice.
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
running meter and it just gets you visually see.
Yeah.
See, there we go.
Hey.
Family, I love you so much that I have been blessed to bring to you Iron Sharpens Iron. Thank you for tuning in and listening to Lisa, Dr. Unique, Miss Michelle, and Miss Erma. Iron Sharpens Iron. They are the housewives of gospel. You want to hear more from them? Tune in to your iHeart radio station and listen to WDRB Media. Look us up on WDRBmedia.com. You can follow them and find out so much more about them. Be able to send them your questions. Tell them what you're going through. Let them minister into your lives, into your homes. It will literally pour from the head all the way through the lineage to your seeds. It's generational knowledge and education. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media,
The voice of the community.
I'm good. I'm done. You were really biting your tongue. Is it bleeding a little?